And welcome back to BOI, Brides of Israel Conspiracy Theories. Today I'm going to go over this disturbing video I seen on Bill Gates' channel, YouTube channel, and the correlation, how it goes hand in hand with this COVID-19, or excuse me, we can't say that on YouTube, so I guess I'm going to call it the Crown 19. So with this Crown 19, as well as this new video from Bill Gates talking about these genetically modified mosquitoes that they plan to release in the Everglades, it's just really funny, guys. I just wanted to show you some things and to get your opinion about what's going on. First, we're going to start off with this news clip from Fox News. And he's going to get into talking about Bill Gates as well as the leader of the WHO program. So let's get into that, guys.
That stayed close to home, we had to. So the next time you get on a plane and visit a couple of American cities, you may be surprised, especially if you remember those cities well from before the pandemic. An awful lot has changed in a short time. Many stores and restaurants are closed. You expect that. Churches are locked on Sunday morning. That's weird. The streets seem empty except for the parks, which are full of the homeless. When you do see people, they tend to be wearing masks and they won't get close to you. It's a very strange experience. The country has changed a lot. The culture has changed a lot, and really not for the better. So the question is, how long will this last? How long do we have to endure this? When do we get our country back? When can we live like we used to live back in February? That question is too rarely asked, and in fact, asking it is actively discouraged. At first, you'll remember the authorities told us we could resume our lives when hospital admissions tapered off, when we flattened the curve. The curve stayed flat. In most places, it never bent. So we got a new benchmark for when we can get back to normal, when we get a vaccine. Everything will be fine once we can vaccinate against COVID-19.
Yeah, right. Things haven't got back to normal yet. Let's go on.
The state of Virginia has announced that when a vaccine finally does arrive, it will be mandatory. Not all vaccines. Virginia will not require vaccines for hepatitis or HIV. They won't require a vaccine for meningitis either, despite the fact that meningitis kills a lot more, say, college students than coronavirus does. But once you get...
And he makes a point on that. It really does. Even from the National Heart Attack Association, more people die from a heart attack than people that die from Crown 19.
Get a corona vaccine, they're telling us all will be well. But now they've changed that. Not true anymore. According to a new announcement from the World Health Organization, a vaccine, even if we get one, will not be the end of all of this.
What did he just say? Did he not say even if we get a vaccine, it's not going to be the end of all of this? Hold on.
It will never end. You can get your injection, they'll make you get it. But you'll still be under arrest. The World Health Organization says that finding a vaccine is not the goal. Reordering society is the goal. Quote,
Reordering the society is the agenda. You know, that makes me think, President Trump spoke about this, whenever they find a vaccine, how do they plan to implement it and to get it out to the necessary people that needs it the most. Now I'm going to drop a clip inside here, and I want you guys to take a look at this clip, because are you really listening to what they're saying?
One issue that has come up is once you do have a vaccine, how do you properly distribute it? How do you get it out quickly to millions?
Well, when we have the vaccine, we have the military all lined up, and the military is going to be doing it in a very powerful manner. These are people that don't usually do vaccines. They do soldiers, and they do lots of other things that, frankly, are more difficult. But we have our general, and logistically, he's all set.
Getting them distributed, and as you probably have heard, we are going to make sure that we do it in an equitable way, and it's representative of the populations who need it the most. And we have the standard way that we determine that, with the ACIP, working with the CDC, but Dr. Collins and Dr. Redfield have put together with the National Academy of Medicine a group that will fortify that decision-making process so that we're making sure that we're very fair and equitable in getting the vaccine distributed properly.
We will not. We cannot go back to the way things were. That's a direct quote from the leader of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros, who, by the way, is not really a doctor. Because COVID-19 is not a public health crisis, really, or even a mere virus. According to Tedros, COVID-19 is, in fact, this may surprise you, COVID-19 is really about global warming. As he puts it, quote,
What? Crown 19 is actually about.
COVID-19 is really about global warming. As he puts it, quote, the COVID-19 pandemic has given new impetus to the need to accelerate efforts to respond to climate change. Bet you didn't see that coming.
I bet we did. And now he's going to talk about Bill Gates, and we're going to get deeper into this.
Bill Gates did. He agrees with it wholeheartedly. Earlier this month, Gates posted an essay to his personal website, which you probably haven't seen, arguing the lesson of the corona pandemic is that the rest of us will have to sacrifice even more to save the Earth from warming.
What? Did he just say the rest of us have to sacrifice for the world to get better? I mean, what more can we sacrifice? We've been at home. We've been socially distancing. We're practicing everything that they basically told us, about washing our hands for more than 20 to 30 seconds, as well as, sanitizing your hands, wearing face masks. I'm starting to think there's a bigger agenda behind all this, but I'm going to bring it together on what I think is going on. And like I said before, I want to really get you guys' opinions, because you're very smart out there, and I'm really proud of how intuitive you are about things that's going on around you. So we're going to get a little bit deeper inside this, and I'm going to show you some other clips from Bill Gates' actual YouTube page and this disturbing video he posted just last week that I find really, really disturbing. All right, let's get back into it.
Now, for people who are not billionaire global influencers, this is all pretty confusing. Quick, what does the coronavirus have to do with climate change? Well, for one thing, China caused both of them. That's the obvious link. But that is definitely not the point Dr. Tedros and Bill Gates are making. Both of them bow before China. They would never meaningfully criticize the Chinese government. So you can be assured that's not the connection they're drawing. No. For Dr. Tedros and Bill Gates, pandemic and climate change share a very different connection. Both are useful pretexts for mass social control. Both are essentially unsolvable crises they can harness to bypass democracy and force powerless populations to obey their commands. Now it makes sense. Ever wondered why our leaders consider the coronavirus a major public health crisis, but not, say, suicides and drug ODs? Well, this is why. When a 26-year-old mother in New Hampshire drops dead from fentanyl, Bill Gates and Dr. Tedros don't get more powerful. Her death is useless to them, so they don't care.
Now, this is something that I found, and I found it quite disturbing, because Bill Gates did this, I guess you want to say, this talk on the show called TED Talk about his prediction of the future. And if I'm not mistaken, this was done in 2008, or maybe it was 2018. Don't quote me on the time. But he did this a few years ago. And this is what he had to say about his prediction on what would cause, a world disturbance. Let's get into it.
When I was a kid, the disaster we worried about most was a nuclear war. That's why we had a barrel like this down in our basement, filled with cans of food and water. When the nuclear attack came, we were supposed to go downstairs, hunker down, and eat out of that barrel. Today, the greatest risk of global catastrophe doesn't look like this. Instead, it looks like this. If anything kills.
Now, did y'all see what that looks like? Take a good look at this. As I said, this was done a few years ago. And doesn't this look exactly like the the Crown 19 under a microscope? Very interesting indeed. Let's get back into it. Let's see what else he has to say.
Over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war. Not missiles, but microbes. Now, part of the reason for this is that we have invested a huge amount in nuclear deterrence, but we've actually invested very little in a system to stop an epidemic. We're not ready for the next epidemic. Let's look at a...
And I'm telling you, he was absolutely right. The world was not ready for this epidemic of Crown 19 to hit them. Now, I find this extremely strange. Now, there's a movie that came out a few years ago that's called Contagion. And I want to know, have you guys ever seen it? Here is a clip of what the movie Contagion looked like. And I'm just going to give you a brief explanation of what the movie is about. And if you haven't seen it, I suggest you go and watch this movie immediately. The movie is based around this particular woman who was in some sort of Asian country, just like where the outbreak of Crown 19 virus happened, Wuhan. So she's there. She's eating this meal. She's gambling. She's touching things. She's eating these strange foods from, this restaurant. And it all stems from a bat had defecated within a pig's pen, and the pig ate the defecation, and the pig contracted this virus, and they fed the contaminated pig to the humans who contracted Crown 19, and it begins to spread. And they did the same exact thing that basically happened all over the world. Everyone was under lockdown. Everyone was forced to social distance. Everyone was forced to, take extreme measures. It's just really, really weird how Hollywood make all these movies surrounding things such as the Crown 19 and different things that will happen far as the changing of society, such as most people would call the New World Order. All this is connected to one another. And this isn't just the only thing they're working on. Because as he said, they spent billions of dollars towards a nuclear disaster, but they didn't spend anything towards, far as a virus that could attack. And we know viruses can be airborne. They can come from animals and transmit it over to humans, or it can happen from insects. And we're going to get how these viruses are transmitted through animals such as bats, and they could be transferred to humans, from airborne diseases to diseases being transferred by mosquitoes. Now we're going to get into the mosquitoes in just a moment here, but let's listen more to what Bill Gates had to say at this TED Talk a few years ago.
Ebola. I'm sure all of you read about it in the newspaper. Lots of tough challenges. I followed it carefully through the case analysis tools we use to track polio eradication. And as you look at what went on, the problem wasn't that there was a system that didn't work well enough. The problem was that we didn't have a system at all. In fact, a large epidemic would require us to have hundreds of thousands of workers. There was no one there to look at treatment approaches, no one to look at the diagnostics, no one to figure out what tools should be used. As an example, we could have taken the blood of survivors, processed it, and put that plasma back in people to protect them.
Now, isn't that what they're doing with this Crown 19 virus? Very strange indeed. Now, just the other day, like I said, almost a week ago, on Bill Gates' YouTube page, he posted two strange videos. And the first one I'm going to get into is talking about this Crown 19 pandemic, as well as the next one is talking about these mosquitoes that's been genetically modified. Now, it's going to get a little bit disturbing. I just want to warn you guys about this, and I want to know your opinions and what you think about this. Do you think this is all a part of their plan, quote unquote, to usher in the new world order and to get everyone submissive unto them? All right, let's take a look at the video.
Social distancing. They don't wear masks either. As COVID-19 spreads around the globe, it's important to remember that deadly mosquito-borne diseases like malaria haven't taken a break during this pandemic. Mosquitoes are out there biting every night, infecting millions of people with malaria, a disease that kills a child every other minute of every day. Most of these deaths occur in the poorest countries with very weak health systems. A recent analysis by the WHO found that if malaria prevention and treatment are severely disrupted by the pandemic, the malaria deaths in sub-Saharan Africa will go back to a mortality level that we haven't seen for over 2 decades. So even as COVID-19 emerges as a top priority, we've got to continue essential malaria prevention campaigns. We've got to get the bed nets out there. We have to keep the indoor spraying going. We have to have the medicines available. In some cases, strengthening the health system is exactly what we need for both malaria and COVID. The progress the world has made against malaria is one of the greatest success stories ever. The COVID-19 pandemic only reinforces why eradicating malaria is so essential.
Now, as you can see, he's basically almost morphing these two separate issues together. And he's basically saying that being that Crown 19 is spreading all over the country, no one is paying attention to how the mosquitoes are still infesting people with malaria. Merging these two things together and saying that because of Crown 19 virus that is spreading all over the world, that no one is paying attention to the uptick in mosquitoes infecting people, and especially poor countries, with malaria and other sorts of mosquito-borne illnesses such as Zika or you guys know all the different diseases. But he also posted another video that's dealing with mosquitoes, and this one is the kicker. It starts off as a little animation, and I'm telling you, this thing you're about to see almost looks like the Grand Reaper. You guys tell me what you think about it. Here it is. As you can see, they're in a very swampy area, and you see lots of water and swamp grass, and it looks like somewhere like the Everglades. Let's continue on. Now, doesn't that look like the Grand Reaper? This Grand Reaper seems to be made out of mosquitoes, insects, and different other things. This image here reminds me of something I saw from a movie once. The movie Constantine. And I'm going to show that clip in just a moment in comparisons of what they're trying to really say without saying it. You know, he had to approve of this animation to go on his page to upload it. It shows the Grand Reaper in a swampy area and he's made up of mosquitoes and bugs, and he's turning around slowly to look at the camera. And he says, still the world's deadliest killer, Mosquito Week. Now, whether you guys know it or not, the people in South Florida has been protesting because they're trying to do these engineered mosquitoes. But let me get to the clip of what this creature that he clearly shows on his page that looks like the same creature from the movie Constantine. Let me show you that. Here's the scene from Constantine, starring Keanu Reeves, and he's about to fight with a demon that is made of bugs, mosquitoes, and creepy crawling serpents. Notice he's drinking cough syrup because he has some sort of cancer, but he's coughing and somewhat sickly. That's important too. He's coughing, and he's coughing quite heavily, like he has an upper respiratory issue going on, which we know if you've seen this movie Constantine that he has lung cancer. But if you've never seen this movie and you're looking from this moment right here and you see the sign that said your time is up, and he begins coughing, and watch this demon that he's about to fight. As you can see, this demon is made out of all sorts of flying, creepy, crawling things, mosquitoes, bugs, rodents, all types of abomination. So seeing this scene really puts all this stuff in perspective to me, especially since he said your time is running out, as well as when you see the Bill Gates video about Mosquito Week, when you see the Grand Reaper, you correlate that with your time is ran out. And it says that, mosquitoes is still the number one killer. And just take all this in, guys, because they're really giving us a message without saying it. It's demonic what's happening. They want control of the world. They want to usher in this new world order, and they're using all these plagues, these pestilence, to usher in their new world order. And as you can see, Constantine is sick, but he's still fighting. And that's the same as we must do as, all of us. We must fight, because this is a spiritual war that's going on. And so far, it seems like Satan is getting the upper hand. I don't know if you guys caught that last bit. The demon said to him that you should mind your business, you exorcist. And that's exactly what we're going to have to do, not mind our business, but we're going to have to fight back. And it is about not minding our business, because we can't just give up on what's going on. They're trying to keep us submissive. They want us to stay at home. They want to give us all these rules. They're doing all these things to see if we're going to comply. And for the most part, we have been. But at some point in time, we're going to have to look at what's going on and try to figure out what's the bigger picture. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are aware or not, but with this Crown 19, the United States House of Representatives ushered in a law, or shall I say a bill, a few months ago dealing with the Crown 19 virus. And it's basically a bill that's called HR 6666, and it's for contact tracing and everything. And I'm telling you guys, if that doesn't make the hairs on your spine, on the back of your neck, on just your whole entire body stand up, I don't know what will. Now, let me show you a clip of that bill. All right, guys, this is the congress.gov website, and here you can see there's the HR 6666 Crown 19 testing, reaching, and contracting everyone, the Trace Act. Now, I'm pretty sure you heard about this, but this is exactly what is this covering. And it's just so strange that it will be attached to this very spiritual demonic number. Now, I'm just read a little bit about it, but you guys can go to the website and read the rest of it for yourself. Um, it says that, the 116th Congress second session of the HR 6666 to authorize the Secretary of Health and Human Services to award grants to eligible entities to conduct diagnostic testing for Crown 19 and related activities such as contact tracing through mobile health units and as necessary as individual residents and for other purposes. I find this strange indeed. This sounds like something like the mark of the beast. I mean, you want to watch and be able to trace my whereabouts and who I've been with, basically due to this Crown 19 virus. And we just heard Bill Gates basically said, from that we have a bigger threat, which is these mosquitoes that's causing a lot of different other diseases such as malaria and Zika and other things of that nature. But don't forget what the president of WHO was saying, the World Health Administration. They were saying that some of these vaccines that they're coming up with would not work. And they possibly have to have more, you have to get more vaccinations. As well as that if you was to get this virus, the immunities that your body will build up will not last that long. And that this is really about Crown 19. This is about control and ushering the new world order to change the way society is as we known it. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. And like I said, this is really strange indeed, especially when we get back to this video about Bill Gates that he posted on his YouTube page about Mosquito Week. I find this all strange indeed. Like, there is no way that anyone should allow them to really mess with the engineering of mosquitoes. Let me show you a few clips here. Now, here in this clip right now, you see that the people in South Florida are protesting from having their mosquitoes genetically modified. Their intentions are to make this male mosquito and somehow genetically change him, that when he reproduces with the female, when she lay her eggs, that the eggs basically when they hatch out, the girls will not survive, but the boys will, but they'll carry that gene to reduplicate what the genetically modified engineered mosquito that was released into the ecosystem, to basically make all these mosquitoes only produce male mosquitoes. But I mean, it's a flaw within that, because it means that only it's going to be only male mosquitoes, and after a time it's not going to be any mosquitoes. And these mosquitoes are a part of our ecosystem for a reason. It's something that the frogs and certain birds eat, and spiders eat. And in South Florida, there's a lot of banana spiders. And I mean, if they don't have something to eat off, what they're going to eat on next? Are they going to go after birds? Are they going to go after? It's going to just start this massive chain reaction of problems within our ecosystem. We are tearing down our world as we know it. That's why I think this is truly disturbing. Especially when he placed this video up here nice and proud, and he has currently now over 183,000 people that watch this video. And apparently they don't see anything wrong with it. But I do. I thank you so much for watching this video. And before we get to the ending of this video here, I just want to say I appreciate all your support, all your likes. I didn't know that you guys would be so interested in my opinion about some of these conspiracy theories, but I'm very humble that you enjoyed the videos, you watched them, you gave them a thumbs up. And I just want to encourage you to become a subscriber, as well as to hit your bell notification so you can be notified each and every time when I come in with a brand new video, such as I'm going to be adding in the near future. This is a part of my BOI, Brides of Israel conspiracy theories. And y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. I'm sure you will. And as always, thank you again. And watch the ending of this video. It's truly disturbing.